Skepta and Finessekid just dropped a new song, and it's pretty good.
Slap from Nigeria, make you start hearing Sirens.
Today I'm gonna show you how to make a Thai beat in the same style, so let's not wait any longer, let's get started. First of all, let me just show you a preview of the beat. That's what we're gonna be making today, and the main style of this beat is jerk or jerk drill, and to do a jerk drill beat you need a snare like that. This is very simple and it's really the foundation of a jerk drill beat, I think. So the pattern is this one, very simple. You're gonna place a snare here, boom, then here as well. So it's basically one. Then this is my second beat, so it's 1, 2, end. And then you're gonna place it here on the fourth beat. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then here, this is my second bar, and I'm gonna place it here on the second beat. And then you can repeat it. Boom. Of course you can change it a little bit if you wanted to. Here I took the exact same rhythm as the original beat, but it's really up to you. You can have stuff like that, for example. And sometimes you can play a bit with the velocities and have something more complex like that. Alright, you get the idea, but here we're gonna make it very simple and straightforward. So, this is the one. That's it. Then when you have that, you can add an open hat. And here again, I took the same one as the one on the Skepta and Finesskid beat. And the rhythm is the following. Okay, very easy. As you can see, in fact, it just repeats itself. So it's one end, and then it's on the 3. And same thing here, 1 and 2 and 3. There we go, very simple. Then you can move on to a hat, and I've got this one here. Very basic, very simple. The only thing here I would recommend to do is to play with the velocities. So this way it has a bit more bounce and it's a bit more subtle. See, you can barely hear those ones. So, very subtle. That's it really for the Skepta and Finesskid beat. It's only those 3 elements, I think. But I added an extra snap because you hear them all the time in those jerk beats. Right, then a perk as well. Again, you can play with the velocities and you have something pretty cool here. And finally, I added a kick. Okay, for the kick, I only added it here at the middle of the beat pretty much. And I'm gonna talk later about the structure, but basically I wanted to have the full beat only at the end here. And before that, it's just very basic. Let's move on to the sample, the chords, the melodies. So, there are a few things here. First of all, I have this. This is a splice loop, and this would be the original one. Okay, it's pretty nice, but the first thing I did was to pitch it down. And this way it's way more darker. Okay, pretty dark here. And then I added some effects, so tremolator, which is a tremolo. Alright. Then I have cassette. Some vintage vibe. And then just an EQ to get rid of the lows. And after that, I used the sample here. This is just to add some extra texture, and this is the original sample. It's just a song that I found, by the way. Okay, pretty nice, but I just kept the intro here. And then, of course, I added some effects. So I have shape a box. Ooh, alright. And just an EQ, again, to get rid of the lows. It's gonna be cleaner this way, so it just doesn't clash with the kick and the 808. Okay, then I put them on a bus and both tracks together. It's really a nice dark vibe. And on top of that I have RC20, pretty cool. This one is just later for transition, I'll talk about it later. So this is an EQ. And just an E major to push things a bit on the side of the mix. This is more like a mixing technique. Okay, so this was my starting point. Then I have different things. I have a sort of pad or mellotron, and it's this one. By the way, this is the key. This is in B minor, and we have a B minor and an A major. The plugin I used here is Labs, so it's this one. It's completely free, by the way, so you can download it if you wanted to. And this is the preset I used, the banker. I have some vocals as well. It's just 2 notes, and again, a lot of effects. I used Labs, and I used this one, Gaelic voices, and this one. Pretty weird, but I quite liked it. Little alto boy. Some delay. EQ to get rid of the highs this time. And micro shift to push things on the side, and then a big reverb here. Nice. Okay, I have a cello. Here I did a bounce in place, so I don't have the MIDI file. But I know I used Labs again, so again, free plugin. Nothing much to say here. Then I have this. This is Labs once again. And finally I have this one, which I really like. This is an arpeggio. Wow. Sounds good. And that's all my elements for the sample, the melodies, the chords. Now we can move on to the 808. I have the most basic 808 here. One thing to say is that usually for a jerk drill beat you have a Zay or a Spins 808, but I decided to have something a bit different here with this one. And this is from Sirens. Okay, a bit of devil lock, some distortion and some EQ. Then I have the whammy, and it's just to make slides. This one. So you can do an automation. This is what I did here, as you can see. And I just have this one, very subtle, and this one too. And it's just to add some texture to this bass. If you want to do something similar, I would suggest to cut the lows. Okay, you don't want your different basses to clash. That's it for the 808, very basic as I said. The last thing I added was some risers, some impacts. Alright, those kind of things. Finally, let's talk a bit about the structure. As you can see, I start with the sample, the vocals as well, the cello, and this sort of lead. It's just one note, but yeah. No 808, no drums. Then I add the snare, the hat, and that's it. So no snap, no kick, that's for later. I added the 808s too. So if you want to make a structure, you can really visualize your 8-bar loop here and basically see it as blocks like that, okay? And what you could do is to change things every 8 or every 16 bars. This is my intro and it's one block of 8 bar here. Then I have 8 bar like that and another 8 bar loop here. But then I move on to another block of 16 here. And this time I want to change it a little bit, so I added the mellotron. And then again, one block of 8 bar here. No drums. And I changed a bit the sample. There are a few things you could do. So most of the time beatmakers just pitch it down and you have something like that, which is cool. It's a nice variation. But what I did here was to add RC20 and add a filter. Okay, that's nice. This is just an EQ, by the way. And some reverb. You can see it here. I did an automation on the magnitude, and it's this parameter here. Basically, when it's on 0, you don't hear the plugin, and 100% is the full mix if you want to. Okay, so that's a nice little switch up here. This could be the hook of the song, for example. Then you want to move on to another verse. So that's why I added the riser and the impacts here. It's a nice way to make the transition. And when you cut the drums, like that, usually you can add a new melody. And that's what I did here, with the arpeggio. Very nice. After that, I have another 8 bar here with the arpeggio. This is still going on. Then I cut it. And it's the same thing for the next 24 bars here. So it's 8 bar, 8 bar, and 8 bar. Just the same thing here. Then I have another hook or another build-up. Same as before. I have the arpeggio back on. no drums. Then I move on to the final part, and here I wanted to add the snap. Okay, big impact here. And I forgot to mention the kick, it's only here. So I have no drums at all here, and when I bring back the drums I add my kick, and I think it's a very powerful effect. If you listen to the full beat, it's quite simple and then it gets more impactful, more powerful. So you start very chill, very basic, and then you have a very powerful kick that comes in. And yeah, it works well, I think. And that's it really for this beat. The main sample, it makes me think of a slow type beat as well. It's this kind of dark, weird, quirky vibe. Yeah, I quite like it. I think it's simple, but you got a lot of vibe to it, a lot of character to it. That's it for this video. Let me know what you think of the beat in the comments. I hope that you liked it and that you've learned something. You can support me and subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. You can also have access to my Logic Pro sessions. I put them all on Patreon, so check it out if you're interested. And yeah, I'll see you very soon for a new video, a new tutorial. Stay tuned. Take care. Bye bye.